Win or go home is the mantra, and off we go. We're underway in this NFC wildcard game.
Taken about 7 yards deep, and they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25.
First carry now. This is Johnson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
33 carry on.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. He'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
Hands to carry on.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. From the gun, here's Stafford. Double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quadre Diggs. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shot early. Took the ball from the home team and put them in the hole.
Because this crowd, one of the best in the league, especially this time of year, it's going to be tough to take them out of it, but that's a heck of a start.
2nd and 9 at the Lions' 41-yard line.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. He's going to air it out for Dorsett. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Coleman, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. Not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 21.
He'll start with a handoff to Johnson.
And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. The shotgun snap for Stafford. Completing it here, Marvin Jones. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Now a 1st down throw, Stafford. And he finds Danny Amendola. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Same exact result as last play, a pickup of 11.
How about a guy proving his worth in different ways? Had the big play in the run game to play before. This time, they go right back to him in the passing game, and he comes through with yet another big play. That's why you work out so hard in the offseason, so you can stay on the field and accumulate big plays.
Forced out to his, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Brian Burns. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Out of the gun, Stafford. Over the middle, it's open goal. Able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Total 54-yard punt, 13 on the return.
And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points. Start off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Brings up 2nd.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, a give to Hyde. And down he'll go at the 25. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. They only get 4, but the fake punt works and gets them a 1st down. Now, this worked, so I guess I shouldn't be nitpicking too much, but they only had a couple of inches to go. Why fake punt?
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. If you're going to go ahead and try and pick it up in that short of a distance, I wouldn't even go into fake punt formation. This is like using up a big play for no reason at all. Leave your offense on the field and pick it up. But again, what were we doing? We're nitpicking, right? Because they did get it.
It worked. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, 71 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 1st quarter lead.
Jason Myers for the extra point.
They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Running from the gun, Johnson. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Knocked down in the backfield and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. So they will go for it. Stafford. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11.
10 at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Operating from the gun. Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. It's caught at the 25. It's a big play there for the Lions. 44 yards.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you've got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
Stafford throws complete to Galladay. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and
From the gun, a run for Johnson. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage.
the tackle by
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll hand it off now. Johnson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So on 4th down, the Lions turn it over to Matt Prater for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt them later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
It's a gain of 50.
It's a big play there for Seattle. 56 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. From the gun, it's Wilson. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Brings up
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. They'll give to Hyde out of the gun. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable third down, because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Wilson now off the bootleg. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And Myers able to knock it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Corey Diggs. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Being chased out left. He'll try and run it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down at 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
They go play action now. Wilson going deep for Hopkins. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Going deep for Hopkins. And incomplete, almost intercepted. And a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. And with a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a 1st down, too. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Going to throw deep for the end zone. His throw incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's 3rd down.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
40-yard attempt.
Myers' kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. Still a little bit of time left here in the second quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
Taken about 7 yards deep.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, Stafford. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
3rd and 4.
Operating from the gun, Stafford throwing deep for Galladay. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Sets up 4th down.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. And he will be able to recover this himself to prevent a wacky ending here, but that will be how this first half comes to an end. So we come upon halftime here in this NFC wildcard matchup. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, one of these two teams about to play their final half of the season as we're back at it in this NFC wildcard bout. Taken about 7 yards deep, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half.
That's caught inside the 20. All the way in. Touchdown, Sam. Philip Dorsett, 75 yards. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round, but I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more that they're going to be one and done. They're going to try to call it until make sure they get their security deposit back.
So they go with the pass, and it works there on the two-point try. Charles, just in general, what are your thoughts passing versus running on two-point conversion? Situational?
It is situational, and you have to know your team. What is your strength? Because so many people think you have to throw the ball in a two-point conversion, but the stats will tell you that running it is about as proficient. So know your team and go to your strength.
25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. And they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Faking the give to Johnson. Now it's Stafford. is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Again, it's Johnson. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. Third and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Johnson. And is up across midfield and down in the Seattle territory.
To carry on.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On third down, Johnson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They'll find Galloway. That's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Here's Johnson. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
That was a pretty good job defensively to hold him to a 2-yard run, but I've got to think this offensive line, they're asking their quarterback for a different type of a run, one that they rely on, one they have confidence in, one they feel like they can block.
Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line. They go to Johnson again. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
The ball carrier.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Stafford. And that will be incomplete.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face. Coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were coming into this one.
So it's a rare 2-miss ball game for him now. Normally one of the more dependable guys you're going to find around.
Very unlike him. One of the better kickers in the NFL. And I don't think there's anything wrong with him physically or mechanically. He's just having one of those games.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Throwing again on second down. Wilson. And his throw is incomplete. Deron Harmon right there on the coverage.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. His second catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
16 yards. First down, Seattle.
1 quarter remains in this NFC wild card matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They go play action with Wilson. Inside the 30. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
First down, Seahawks.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
When you look at the scoreboard, you'd think they'd be pretty comfortable right now with this lead, but these guys are absolutely not going to let up. They want to increase their lead, and they want to do it with a big play. Unable to connect in that attempt.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Christian Jones, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Dancing to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down.
For the Seahawks field goal. A 56-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card round. Nothing has gone right so far. And they are, to be frank, in desperation mode now as they begin with a 1st and 10. A tackle made by K.J. Wright.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Quentin Dunbar right there on the coverage.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
He'll get this one to Galladay. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. This one is going to wind up incomplete. Well, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And the Seahawks.
They run it with Carson, and he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
The 22-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down the game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On the keeper.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. And his defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Second down and goal. Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Will Disley, the intended receiver. But now it's third and goal. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. So out comes the field goal team once more from the right hash, and this one just a chippy.
24-yard attempt.
And Myers able to knock it through, and the lead increases even further. It's 27-0 now. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there, because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Saying their fans here are stunned would be an understatement. Things in this wild card round have not gone according to plan. He's going to air it out deep for Amendola. Quentin Dunbar right there on the coverage.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
And his throw is going to be incomplete. Quentin Dunbar right there on the coverage.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Stafford for the third time is intercepted. Picked off by Quentin Diggs. And he'll return this ball across midfield.
The Steelers are now on the clock.
Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hissing, but I can't hear it when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Juice stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like